today is going to be a topic I'm not necessarily looking forward to talk about, but it is on my mind. So let me get the Discord. Let me put this in the Discord server because I'm gonna have to put it there because that way people can find it in my server as well. I'm gonna have to go get my glasses. I shall be right back. I'm gonna go and get my my glasses. I'll be back. Okay, hey, how's it going, Rosa? Okay, let me get this shared in the Discord and all that fun stuff. Me. Okay, I think I've got it shared now. Yeah, y'all. This is a topic that I've talked about before. I've talked about it several times in my Discord server. It's just like, we're gonna go more in depth with some things. The title of this video is "Why is this normal?" Just why? And it's like, I ask myself that question all the time. I just don't understand why this stuff I'm about to talk about is normal. Now, if you're thinking it's something to do with politics or something like that, you're dead wrong. We're not talking about politics here. That's another video for another day. But what I want to talk about is some stuff of the Matrix B system. And it's like, I find myself struggling to cope with, why is this normal? Like, really, really bad. So, I don't know if anybody really, most people probably don't, but I'm sure some of you watching this video or will watch it in the future will probably understand what I'm about to talk about, what I'm about to say. So if you don't, then I don't know. I don't. So back, growing up, times were simpler, but still not normal. It was way more normal than it is now. That's for certain. With this whole Matrix B system, back when I was growing up in the 2000s, the early 2000s was really It was really good. I wouldn't change it. If I could go back and live it again, I probably definitely would. Um, Late 2000s came. That's when it really started. And then when 2010 came, it just, I don't know what happened. I really don't. Um, and then it gradually grew worse. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, it just, it just got a home run. So I do feel like COVID has made this problem a lot worse. So I don't think that it's going to let up anytime soon. I don't, because this is the Matrix B system. But anyway, have you ever wondered if you've ever went outside, why aren't people talking anymore? Like, like literally. Well, it's because of the phone. It's because everybody's on their phone all the time. No matter what the hell they're doing, they're always on the phone. People's even on the phone while they're driving a vehicle. They're not able to disengage from this Matrix B system. They're not able to do it. And this isn't just an America problem. This isn't just a Canada problem. It's not just an Australia problem. It's a global problem. This is a global issue. And like, you know how they'll say, "Oh, climate change is a global issue." Well, this issue right here is as bad as that, if not worse. Because um, people are more connected now than ever. So they say, but why is it people are more lonely now than ever? That's not normal. As human beings, God made us to be social creatures, not introverted. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with introverts. What I'm saying is, when you're talking about the whole population just being introverted, and I'm talking about the type that doesn't want to talk to nobody. Like, I'm not talking about the type that just doesn't talk much or whatever. I'm talking about like just the type that doesn't want to talk at all. And I think this issue definitely skyrocketed in 2020. I know for me personally, well, first off, I'm going to say this. I know I have a lot of Christians that watch my channel. And I'm Christian too, but I'm not perfect. I'm not. I sin just like everybody else. So I'm going to say this. If you're a child watching this, just please click off the video. If you're offended at some swear words, just click off the video. Because I'm probably going to be saying some words. So, anyway, the whole situation with this phone issue, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. Everything you could ever want is on the phone. Hell, a laptop ain't even really needed anymore. I mean, most of the stuff you can do on a laptop, you can do on a phone. And I know when I go out in public, I dread going out in public, y'all. I do. I've talked about it before a little bit on the channel. Anybody here from the server knows I've talked about it in the server. And the phone problem, there is no solution. The damage has been done, y'all. People don't do holidays right anymore. They're always on the phone when they're over at your house. You have Thanksgiving with your family. Hardly anybody's talking. Most people's just on the phone. And if they are talking, more than likely it's just some kind of gossip or bullshit that's on the phone about somebody else. And that's not genuine conversation. Another thing is, like, you'll go out in public and you'll get occasionally like a hey or something, but even now that's rare. Like that's like finding like a diamond in hell. Like that's honestly what that's like. Like that's rare. It's extremely rare. And when they do it, most of the time they're wanting to find out something about your business. They're being nosy or fake or whatever. And I know for me, growing up in a world where phones did not exist, I can't seem to adapt to this. Like I can't seem to adapt to the way things are now. Like I find myself asking, and even somebody else said this that I watched, and when he said it, I was like, dude, I've been saying the same thing. I've been doing the same thing. But it's like, when I go for a walk, I look around, just take a look around. Ain't nothing's real, nothing's normal. Like, you walk past somebody, right? And not a word is said. Like, they're just on their phone, not even watching where the hell they're going. If you didn't like make any sound while you were walking, they'd probably bump right into you. So I find it very hard to adapt to the way this world is. At least now, because growing up, I didn't deal with this. This was non-existent. Sure, there were stuff like Nokia phones, house phones, and shit like that, but like not the very device I'm using to record this video. So what went wrong? Well, the government had a plan to keep everybody a certain way. Neglected, isolated, divided, all that stuff. I'm not going to get into all of it, but you get what I'm saying. And I can't seem to adapt to how people are now. I remember growing up, it wasn't like this. It was more peaceful. There was more normalcy, so to say. And another thing that this guy said that really took the words out of my mouth, because I say this all the time, especially when I go walking. And if you, like I say, you take a look around and you look around and all these people are driving in cars. They're even on the phone in the car. I can't tell you how many times I walk past someone's car and see them on the phone or hear brrr, like they're calling somebody. So it's like, I don't know really, in all honesty, what the solution is. I really don't. So as I was saying, there have been times where I have walked out of a business, of my home, while I'm walking, and I just scream. I just scream, why the fuck is this normal? Like I said, I told y'all, I may upset some Christians on my channel because I told y'all this is going to have some language. And it's like, I constantly ask, why the fuck is this normal? And it's just, that's all I know to do, because it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to sit on this device I'm on all the time. I mean, I don't sit on it all the time, but like everywhere you go, it's like people are just sitting on the device all the damn time. Everywhere you go, you can't even have a conversation without someone pulling out their cell phone or already being on it. And that shows they have no interest in whatever you're talking about. They get all their information through the phone, So it's just really sad. It's really sad. It's really pathetic. It's not normal. It's not normal to work 40 plus hours a week and spend so long a time with your coworkers, way more than your family. It's not normal. Like even the Rockefellers, and this video may even get taken down from me saying this, but the Rockefellers even said that they don't want a country of they want a country of what was it? A country of workers, not a country of thinkers. Because it's the slave mindset mentality. Sure, you got to go to work and, supply, like, if you're able to do that, if you're able to work a job, if you're not on like Social Security or food stamps or something, and it's like, I get that, but at the same time, working 40 hours a week isn't necessary. If that is the case, you're picking a home or something that you're kind of like spending too much money on, to be honest. Like, there are other places that's kind of doable than that. Blame their rent from going up. What if they have to work 40 plus hours to pay rent and bills? Well, if they have to do that, then that really shows that their rent is sky high and they need to move elsewhere where it's cheaper. That's just my opinion. But it's not normal. It's not normal to spend all this time with your coworkers more than your family. Family don't even get together anymore, y'all. Most of the time, most families don't. And what they call getting together, it ain't getting together. They're always on the phone. I remember back in the day, watch a football game. I'm not into football or sports, but I still remember this. You can watch a football game and everybody's eyes are glued to the players on the TV. They're shouting. They got them foam fingers. You know, they're yelling touchdown, all of that. What are they doing nowadays? On the phone, most of the time. That damn phone. Another thing that ain't normal is you're out in public, right? And you can tell that someone ain't doing good. They're not doing okay. Nobody stops to ask, how you doing? Anything can I do to help? I notice you look down. Nope. You don't see that no more. Christmas. What is a lot of people getting for Christmas? Well, the kids are getting phones and tablets, y'all. If you go to the toy aisle in your local Target, Walmart, wherever toys are sold, it's eerily quiet, dead, void. Rarely will you see someone there. Toys are overstocked because nobody ain't buying them hardly anymore. There's 3 and 4-year-olds on phones now, on the damn phones. This ain't normal, y'all. I honestly feel like when I see all this, until I'm reminded of the promises in the Bible, I honestly can just take a look around and I think to myself, this is so fucking pointless. It's so pointless. It feels like life is pointless. I mean, what do you do? You know, for the people that work, what do you do? Work your ass off for a home that you more than likely can never pay off because technically you don't even own your home. You got to pay taxes on it. So technically, if you don't pay your taxes, the government can come steal it from you. So technically, you don't even own that. And, you know, the people that are working that are not on stuff like food stamps or disability, you know, they're literally slaving, working hard, and it's like, you know, for what? A lot of these people don't have a family to come home to, y'all. So what do? They get on the phone just like everybody else because nobody cares about them. Sad but true. But another thing about this, I don't know if y'all have seen the story leak for Toy Story 5. Bro, the villain is a fucking tablet. The movie is about how the toys are going to struggle to gain a kid's attention now because of phones and tablets. And it's going to talk about all the tablet can do. And it's like, you know, they know what they've done. The government knows what the fuck they did. And that's basically them laughing in your face. That's all it is. Like, it's like, you know, haha, we got you. And it's like, common people know that's a problem, but they won't say anything. They know it's not normal. There was a guy I watched, he was a podcaster. He had somebody on his podcast and he went around the world, right? He went around the world and recorded everything he saw. He went to most countries, and when he got back, he analyzed the data that he wrote down, and he noticed something. Nobody's friendly no more. Nobody cares if someone's in pain. They're all staring down, doing this on the phone. Just doom scrolling, just doom scrolling. Another thing is these people work, like I mentioned before, for what? To retire at the age of 62 or 65 or even 70s and realize their life is pretty much freaking over. They've got barely any time to even enjoy life. Not normal, y'all. Now, I'm a firm believer if you can work, then you need to go work. But when it comes to that, where they're idolizing it, doing it all the time, and that's all they talk about, but being that slave mindset, that's not right. That's not normal. They should be doing stuff with their family too. I mean, hell, watch something, play a video game, go out and eat. Go do something. Literally, go do something. You wouldn't even have to pay me money to get off the phone to go out and do something. And it's like, you know, the thing with the phones, it got extremely more worse in 2010, and then it really escalated in 2020 when COVID hit. So, what's the solution? Your guess is as good as mine. The damage has been done. There's a song I like by a band I like called I See Stars. It's a metalcore band, screamo. And it's called Damage Done. And it's about this very topic. Like the guys in the subway, everybody's just looking down at their phones. And it's like and exactly what he says in the song, he goes, all I see in your eyes is blue lights. And it's like, you know, that is so true. That is so true. All I ever see in someone's eyes anymore is a blue light from a phone. Like, this is just awful. Another thing that ain't normal is driving in a car all the time. That's not normal. Think about it. Now, I know Rosa can vouch for me on this since she lives in Japan, because I know quite a lot about Japan and they are a lot different. So here's the thing. Here in America, no matter what people do, they do it sitting down. Literally, no matter what they're doing, they're sitting down. If they're on the phone, they're sitting down. If they're watching television, they're sitting down. If they're exercising, hell, they're even sitting down then. Like, no matter going somewhere, like going out to shop or going to a doctor's appointment, they're doing it sitting down in a car. And that is not normal. It's not normal. You're not burning any calories. You're not getting any exercise. It's not normal. In Japan, people mostly only use cars when needed. Hell, there's people in Japan that'll walk from town to town. Like, it's, another thing too, they don't sit on furniture in their home like a couch or something. They don't do that. They do a lot of squatting, sitting on the floor, stuff like that. And it's just ridiculous that it's gotten to this point. There's literally people that cook dinner sitting down. Give me 1 second, y'all. I will be right back. I apologize for that, y'all. I'm back. Sorry for the long wait. Yeah, if you can, just skip to 3725. The people who are watching this, I'll put that in there in the description. Anyway, crap, where was I? Oh, like, you know, people when they're doing everything sitting down, and it's just not normal. Um, like, how do I say this? What happened to people? What happened to them exercising together, y'all? Like, even if you go to the gym, you know, like you'll have a gym buddy. Some people do. Now, there's probably some that don't do this, but it's like most times I've seen gym buddies, one's just working out, like all they're just working out on the phone. Like, I, it doesn't make any sense why that people, even when they go to the gym, they're on the phone. Should they just be on their phone at their house? Well, I mean, not all the time in your home. No, like, I mean, they're doom scrolling in every place, man. It doesn't matter if it's the home, the bank down the street, the parking lot, the restaurant, the gym, or wherever. It doesn't matter. What is the problem is they are always on the phone. And it's very exhausting to just see that all the time. And it's like people, they don't have empathy, they don't have sympathy. And it's just, it's gotten bad, y'all. It's gotten real, real, real bad. And I don't see an end in sight. I literally don't. Like, the only time this will end, I think, is when God comes back. Like, this problem is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. Now it's, you know, it's becoming, you have to pay for everything. Literally everything. One day I would not be surprised if the government started charging for air And the reason I say that is because it's actually illegal to collect water, rainwater in several states because they say the government says they own it. They own the rain that God sends down upon the earth, they say. So it's like, it's corporate greed. It's a bunch of greed. I honestly believe one day it'll cost so much money to go take a shit, even. Like, this is how bad the greed is just. Yeah, this is how bad the greed has gotten. Like, it's very bad. And sounds like they can't be off their phone to pay attention to their surroundings, even when I'm working on being off my phone. When I work out at the gym, I'm off my phone and focus on my cardio training. Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you got music in, why not, what about the days when people used to work out at the gym and they would talk to each other as they worked out? Bring that back. Because it's like, you can't even approach people anymore. They're so uptight and all this other crap. And it's gotten so bad. It's gotten so ridiculous. And there's no end in sight. People just don't care anymore. There is a song that really reminds me of my life in particular. How, people don't care. So in my personal opinion, the lyrics I'm about to say are pretty real and raw. There's a song, I mean, I don't like the song or anything. It's just I've heard it before. He goes something about ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you at? Where you been? What's on your mind? You know why they ain't doing that? Because they ain't fucking there when it's raining. That's why. They're not there when it's raining. They're only there when they want to use you and when the sun is shining, when they can get all that out of you. And then after they've sucked you dry for all the money they can suck you out of or material possessions, whatever, they're gone. They're on to the next person. And it's just, I don't know. It really makes me think that the world today is just it's screwed. It's completely screwed. Like these problems are not going away. Another problem is people don't even go certain places because they don't want to see people, they don't want to be around people at all. And it's like, it's very just it's crazy. It's honestly crazy because you don't see people like going to movie theaters or wherever, whatever, like these places are mostly empty. How these people are staying in business is beyond me, because every time I've ever seen a theater, it's got barely any people in it. Like, or, even when you go to the movies yourself, like very few people are there. No matter what time of day or night you go, it's the same outcome. And depending on the times, it may even be less than, um, even less people than it would be. Because the max people I have seen in a theater after 2007 is like maybe like 8 or 9 in a max, like in a whole room of one individual film. And I have sat and walked past other rooms where the other movies are playing, and it's like you take kind of like a look in there. It's literally empty. Y'all, this movie is playing and it's literally empty. The reason why is because they would rather stream it on Hulu or Peacock than go to a theater and have a fun night out. People don't want to have fun anymore. Unless it's the self-destruction kind of fun, that ain't fun at all. So it's like, nobody knows how to have fun anymore. Yeah, I know you check on me. It's just, it's gotten bad, y'all. Like literally, there are times when I will walk outside my house and I'll be thinking to myself, just wow, how how did it get here? You'll see these videos on YouTube, nostalgic videos. Christmas shopping in 1998. The Wii release in 2006. The PlayStation 2 release. Not a phone in sight, y'all. And the crazy thing, when you watch this, everybody's talking. They're talking to each other. They were doing that back then. They were having conversations in the midnight release line. They were having conversation on the day of release. They were having conversation when they got a shipment in, and then everybody would go and get whatever they wanted. And it's like, not anymore. Like the last midnight release that I went to be honest with you, I would have to figure out what year this is. Okay, yeah, 2012. That's been a long time ago, y'all. So I went to the midnight release of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 to purchase the movie. I didn't go and watch it in theaters. I had them all up to that point and watched them all up until that point. And I went to a midnight release in a Walmart to get a copy of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Now, there were a few people on the phone, but not everybody. It wasn't like just silence. People were actually talking. I was even talking to this one girl about Twilight because it came with like posters and shit. And that was the last midnight release I went to that people were doing that. Like, I literally called GameStop. It's been months ago. And I was like, do y'all still do midnight releases? Because it's like you don't hear of it. You don't hear of it anymore. And he said, well, it has to be an extremely popular, like, AAA game. Like, I mean, extremely popular. Like, I'm talking like, I don't know, like God of War or Last of Us type popular, like something like that. Like GTA 6, I'm sure will probably have one. More than likely. But it's like everybody's going to be on the damn phone if they do. I mean, like, what's the point of a midnight release? I mean, at that point, you're just kind of getting the game just a couple of hours early. And, like, you're not even sitting here conversing with anybody, sitting here saying, oh, well, maybe they put this in the game, or I hope they did this with it, or I hope they didn't do, what they did and such GTA title or whatever game it is. Like, people don't do that no more. And like literally, have y'all been in a GameStop? Dude, they need to change their name. It's literally not even GameStop anymore. Literally, it's not. Like, you'll see like a very small selection of video games, and it's like most of the store are fucking Funko Pops. Literally, no joke. Or some other stuff, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a bad thing on GameStop's part because they're supposed to be a video game store. So they need to change their name because the reason why they're having less and less games is because of this all digital crap. And it's like, everything digital. That is not normal. It's not normal. It's like, there's a saying, you'll own nothing and be happy. Dude, these people are literally happy with owning nothing. They're literally happy about it. Like, that makes no sense. I don't understand it. A lot of the stores are closing now. Amazon shut a whole bunch of them down when they came out, and they've still continued to do it because people would rather order stuff that they could get from their local store just so they do not have to look at anybody. Just so that they don't have to talk to somebody. God forbid they do that. I find myself asking not only why the fuck is this normal, but another thing I ask myself is, why does nobody give a damn that this is normal? That's what I want to know. Why? Very few people do not care that this is not normal. It just doesn't make any sense. At all. It makes no sense at all. I mean, I could understand, using the phone to kind of, talk to somebody that's like in another country or something. I can understand that. But, these people literally use the damn phone to call someone on the same damn street, the same damn town. Y'all, 5 minutes walking distance. They're using the phone. I don't know why my camera is like that. Okay. They're using the phone. Honestly, I curse the day the phone was made. I really do. I'm not joking. I literally curse the day the phone was made because that started the downfall of humanity. There's no help for anybody anywhere. People are just using people, abusing people, being narcissistic to people because the Matrix B system, it makes it to where those types of people are rewarded. They are the people that make it to the top. Makes no sense, y'all. I miss normalcy, y'all. I miss when people cared. They gave a damn. I've seen countless social experiments, and this is very concerning. And this isn't just a single country. I've seen them happen in many different countries. They'll do a social experiment like they're going to jump off the bridge. They'll be lucky if they get one person to stop. And that's a social experiment. Let alone somebody really actually going to do that. Nobody cares. Literally. Whatever's on their phone that they're doom scrolling on, to them, that's what's most important. I don't get it. I don't. It's like it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why this has to be this way. I don't understand. It's very draining. It's exhausting to go in public. I was in a store the other day, the grocery store, and I had the shock of my life, y'all. I really did. This woman in front of me, she looked like she was maybe 30s or possibly early 40s. This woman was actually not on her phone. She wasn't on her phone. And she actually talked to me and my wife at the line. I literally couldn't believe it. And we talked about, like, companies don't make good food products anymore. But it was a shock that woman was not on her phone. I had an incident in Walmart a while back. This woman was just standing there, blocking the aisle, sitting there on her phone, doom scrolling on her phone, and just in everybody's freaking way, y'all. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I even said out loud, I'm waiting to get through. This woman didn't care. She stood there on her phone, doom scrolling. Eventually, my anger came out. I couldn't hold it no more. I just blurted it out real loud. I said, damn. I said, people can't even disengage from the fucking matrix to make a simple grocery shop list. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I was going all out. I said this in the middle. Lots of people heard me. I know they did because there were plenty of people around. I don't really care that they heard me. But, like, it's not normal that people are this way, y'all. It's not normal. Hell, a lot of times to even go out in nature, you got to pay money to even do something. Nature costs. You want to go camping, costs. You want to go hiking, costs. You want to go work out, costs. I don't know what to do at this point, y'all. I really don't. I've been thinking about this all day. I literally have a splitting headache thinking about it all day long. And I've thought about a lot more than just what I've talked about. Like I said, I ain't gonna be able to fit this all in one video. But another thing that you notice that ain't normal is you'll see children 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, just running around in the street. No parental guardian around, nothing. Just running around in the street in their pull up or whatever it is. Like that's very bad in my town. I'm not even joking. Like, it's like, where the hell are social services? Because if that had been me, they would have been called. Like, they needed to hear you. Yeah, I wanted them to hear me. That's the thing, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of it. I find myself not being able to hold my tongue any longer. Like, about this stuff. I just can't seem to hold my tongue on it anymore. And it just ain't normal. So at this point, I don't know what to do, y'all. And if this stuff ain't bothering y'all, something's not right with y'all. Y'all are brainwashed by the Matrix B system. Because this ain't normal, y'all. Literally. I've seen multiple people walking on the same damn sidewalk as you. They're on their phone looking down. They won't say a word. Not a simple hello. Not a simple hey. Nothing. It's just too draining to go out in public anymore. It's just leaving their kids in the street is child neglect. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, like the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, literally, I feel like I'm living in Raccoon City. Literally, I kid you not. But it's like, the zombies, they're not sitting here and eating people. They're just doing whatever. And it honestly reminds me of if you've seen that movie Incredibles 2 about Screenslaver. And when these people look at the screen, they just go in a daze like that. And it's like, that's predictive programming. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is predictive programming, because that is literally how society is. Literally. It can get them to do anything. It's whacked, y'all. It's whacked. Anyway, I just thought I would come on here and vent a little bit about that. For those who made it this far in the video, or who watched this far in the video in the future, just know you're not alone in thinking this if you're thinking this stuff too, because I'm thinking it. I know it's true. And there's no end in sight. It's like a video game is more realistic than real life now. That's what it feels like. Everything is so fake, so divided, so isolating, stressful. I could go on. I could go on. And it's like, I don't know. I don't understand why people are okay with this. I just don't understand. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'll probably come on here again and go more in depth and talk more about other things. It's a lonely road out there, y'all. It really is. It's lonely. But God's got us even though we fail him. So yeah. I'm gonna end this one here. I'll be streaming probably here in, I don't know, another hour. Stream a game. So yeah. God bless you all, and I will see you all next time. Anime Gamer out.